Hello and welcome to the Cowboy4Game Yu-Gi-Oh!
Podcast.
Podcast.
Pug
where we talk
Lord
about
has taken
pugs.
over.
Little non-breathing
Oh
bastards.
god, it's way too early in this podcast. We're screwing up. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm Jake. Today I'm joined by Bragg from
Hey.
Radio and Ben from NolanTCG.
Hello, sir.
Might
Lots-
be the only podcast ever that's had just done an outtake in the first 5 seconds and just kept pumping along. I respect it, Jake.
Oh, I wasn't cutting.
I
If he
knew-
tried to go,
I knew
you cut,
100%.
I was going to tell him to keep going.
I knew 100% he wasn't going to edit it. That's why I pushed forward. So, much news to talk about. But first, how was our week in Yu-Gi-Oh? Bragg.
I just played Master Duel in the airport.
Ben.
Jake's energy better maintained for most of this podcast.
Absolutely not.
I'm going to have to
starting
audio...
up high, baby, and then we're gonna crash and burn. Woo!
Jesus Christ. The audio sync on this is going to be so fun.
Don't you wish you were editing the start of it now?
I apologize to everyone's ears. This is going to take a bit of mixing. This is going to be rough. My week in Yu-Gi-Oh! Tuesday. What did I play? I played Goblins. It went horrendously bad.
Oh.
Bad, even after the changes to try and make it better.
I just lost every game 3.
Ah,
I lost every die roll and then lost every game 3 and was like, yeah, that happens. Today, I did a retro flashback. Went all the way back to YCS 2017.
but not the way you think.
Not the way you think, yes. I played Exodia Stall, or Life Gain Exodia.
For those that are familiar with the C4G lore, that was the deck that Ben had to take because he lent his deck to another person who
Yes.
didn't come back to give it back to him.
Yes,
And that's how Ben and I met.
I lent my ABC deck away, and then my ABC deck did not return to me before the event. So I played Exodia Stall. And then today I was like, you know what? I'm going to play it. And then a Banlist dropped, and I was like, you know what? Now I'm definitely playing it. I'm not going to bother playing anything else. Deck was really fun to go back and play, but boy, oh boy, does it suck in the current meta. And by current meta, I mean specifically the decks that I played today. So I played, my round 1 was against Generators, which steals your back row, and also forces a discard of a monster in hand. So I lose. So then we come around to round 2, and I'm playing against DDD. He opened Perry Map all 3 games, which halves his life points, meaning my hope for escapes just stopped working. I was like, okay, cool, awesome. I won game 1 there, lost game 2 and 3, and then round 3 was against Harry, who was playing Rudic, which banishes your pieces off the top of your deck, and you lose. So for a grand
And he
total
knows
there-
Exodia.
Yeah.
Oh, he knows Stall Exodia.
I think I played a grand total of 40 minutes today. So
Brisk.
yeah, I
Brisk
had a
pace.
very brisk locals.
Did you resolve Exodia?
Yes,
Nice.
once. It's a far cry from going 6-3 to YCS. So 6-3, 5-3, 5-3. I think.
Yeah, it would have been 5-3.
Yeah. Yeah, and that was my week. Will I play something new on Tuesday? Yes.
My week. Lately, locals, I've not been doing all that well. I'm going to blame the sleeves, but realistically, it's the deck.
I blame the sleeves. I think they're very sticky.
What, you're not orange anymore?
No, it's still orange. They're just
It's the
old.
same ones
They're-
from 3 months ago.
It's not that old. Fuck you.
Well, 3 months isn't that old, is it? Well, I mean, if you do what you do,
If you
for
test
3
hands
months.
as much as Jake,
But yeah, I felt like at some stages I was playing Red Resonator because those were the only cards I was opening.
every time I looked over, you did have that continuous spell up on the field.
Yep. As the only part of my engine that I consistently opened all day.
Yes.
Actually all week. And because of that, I have bought new sleeves. I had intentions of buying new sleeves all week because I was like, once I get new sleeves, then I'll be able to build a new deck or at least re-sleeve this one, whatever I feel like doing. Then the ban list dropped and I was like, okay, we fuck around for the next week and a bit. And then once the new ban list drops and once the new set comes out, then we build something proper. Because there's a lot of change coming. But in Master Duel at least, still on Unchained, still having a lot of fun. I was sick of opening one of the bricks, so I took it out, and now I'm finding that it would be really helpful if I had that brick back in the deck for those random random scenarios that comes up. So it's the duality of Master Duel. If you don't have it, you can't play it, but if you have it, you draw it, and it sucks.
Yes.
It happens.
Side deck it.
Yeah. One day we'll get side decks in Master Duel. You just side an entirely different deck. The side deck is a different deck.
That was the rule for that event.
For that very first one, it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, your side deck is every card in your catalog. Bring it back.
Yeah.
So, starting with news, we start with the biggest news of the week, and that is obviously the TCG ban list that came out last night.
You mean we're not starting with Master Duel news?
No, well, people want to talk about the ban list, that's fine.
I don't know. Master Duel news is more important.
Well, if you say so, we can get there. I can't see the tab at the moment, so you're safe for now. This dropped at about 4 a.m. last night.
This morning? Oh, no, yes, last night. It dropped an hour ago. No, in an hour's time.
Yes. We got the secret envelope from Mr. Konami. The main thing, the one note the one note that it had on the top was like, "Don't hit Snake Eyes," and they're like, "Okay."
If you say so, but they're gonna have to do something different.
And damn Jetstar for not having Wi-Fi. I would have really loved this, just to read this like at the drop. But well.
I was unknowing. Well, I don't know why. I was awake
Same.
for this time frame.
Same.
Since the daylight savings change, I've been waking up at 4 to 4:30 every day.
Yeah.
So I just like rolled over, checked my phone, and there was a bunch of notifications. I was like,
I did the same. Like, I hopped up and was like, why can't I sleep? Screw it. Check my phone. Check my phone. Just immediately see Leo being like, do not read any chats. I'm like, okay.
I'm going to check this other website.
Yes.
So yeah, this one is coming to effect 2 separate dates, not because of what you think. So for North America and Latin America, it's coming into effect as of the 15th. So if you're in those regions listening to this, it's already in effect. I think that's how time zones work.
Yes.
Yeah, we close. Yeah.
Close
It
enough.
will already be.
But for everywhere else, it will be coming into effect as of the 22nd. The reason that is because I believe in Latin America they have a YCS coming up this weekend, so I think it's just to give them time to fully adjust to the list.
For us? For us or for them?
For them, they have a YCS this coming week, so
Yeah,
the
they gave
list
them
is
the
in
middle.
it.
They gave them the middle finger.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah,
wait to
for
change
us,
it
they
down.
delayed it because we have an event next weekend. Yeah, they literally were just like, North America was like, Banlist is out, it's there, and Europe was like, oh, it's a week later.
I want to know why. There has to be, like, why would they screw America and not Europe? Well, not really screw. Some people might be begging for it, like maybe they pushed it because they think that this might be better for the game. Who knows?
It is weird, but when I first noticed the change in release dates, I thought it might have had something to do with the possible card coming back, but it doesn't. So let's get into it. Starting with the bans. Link Rebo banned.
They also just,
Yeah, they've got the graphics, yeah.
I hate this graphics so much, man. The fact that they posted them to Twitter and didn't update the website, fucking hell.
Yeah.
It pissed me off so much.
It's not great.
Maybe they don't have the 2 different dates ability on that. So it's almost like you have 2 different websites.
I couldn't figure out how to get to the North American website. Unless I was just always on the North American website, and in trying to get to Europe, just shit the bed.
You got to click the little flag.
Since they updated the website, the
Yeah.
website's confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever. Link Rebo is banned. Baron de Fleur is banned. Borrowed Savage Dragon is banned. And Summon Limit is banned. Floodgate gone! I'm not celebrating too hard because it gets worse.
Yeah.
I hate control.
So Link Rebo Summon Limit were ones that I suspected might get hit. Link Rebo admittedly was a bit stray at the time. Everyone sort of questioned why that should go, but here we are. So it takes an extra material off Snake Eyes as well as stopping some of their later game shenanigans of being able to dodge stuff.
Or gives them an extra deck slot.
Yes.
Can effectively go in
Like,
the extra?
realistically,
Oh, I think it's a Link Reaver.
No, I did. It's just the joke of when the OCG lost their cards, they just put in effect veilers.
Oh, yes.
It was a funny
Yes,
joke.
Yeah.
Applause for
the,
applause.
Yeah.
the only thing this realistically stops is like the turn 3 imperm
It stops the grind.
Veiler.
Yeah.
It stops that when you're pushing for game.
Yeah.
Because you can just make anima in the start of the combo.
Yes.
You can just still make anima with your poplar, put it in the back row, keep going.
that part of the combo always like you almost rather just go into the Link 2 with the Poplar and the Dragon, and then just do that bit there. Like in the
you can.
yeah, like it's just like that combos always seem to be a bit stronger and probably like so you won't even be burning an Anima at this point. Like
In Master lately, I've been doing the whole I've just been fucking around just to see where my combos end up.
Yeah.
And at times I've been making like IP and then making the Link Reaper afterwards to its zone.
Yeah.
Just to be like, fuck it. It'll work. And it does.
Well, clearly you and I have never versed on Master Duel because if my hand has like no interactions and the Snake Eyes player like opens combo, I just quit.
Most people wait for me to finish the combo and I'm like,
I think it's because like there's still probably a duality of people that like know what they're doing with Snake Eyes and those that don't.
I had the 27, so Princess, World C, and God knows what else. I've tackled the other two, so they're exactly on 2-5. And on the last attack, then they surrender. I'm like, I've had 8k on board this whole time,
You
mate.
could have just taken the damage and gotten the points towards the battle pass if you're still doing it.
Yeah. It's like, the 8,000's all has been on the board for about 2 minutes. While I'm sitting here going,
Maybe they don't know that there's that little button you can press to like tally how much damage is on board.
yeah.
There's a button you can press to tally damage?
Yeah. If you press a button, it'll tell you the total attack stats of what you have, the total attack stats / defense stats of what your opponent has.
What if that doesn't exist on mobile?
Maybe. But the other two interesting ones, Baron de Fleur, people suspected because of how easy it was to make that may cop it eventually. I think it was maybe a year ago that people were calling for this.
Yeah.
And then Savage, again, a bit left field, but I
You
understand
kind of
it.
get it, like...
You're effectively taking the two synchros that they would make off their inboard. So now, like, it just means that Fire loses to blowout cards.
Yay!
Like,
I'm sure there's ways around it.
they'll probably find
this version of
something
Fire,
else.
like, there's going to be a whole bunch of other shit. But yeah, like, Borrel is a good hit because I found myself going, even in the scrap variant, it's just like, there's no world that I run any other Synchro A because this is better.
You can't activate evenly matched after you set it. You can't set evenly matched and then activate it at the same turn, can you?
Are you talking about off thrust?
No, like, if you just have it in hand and you're forced to set it, you can't then activate it in the battle phase. Okay, they have a way to stop from getting hit with that.
Yeah.
You can still Dark Rule them, but...
but you can Dark Rule a lot of things.
Yeah.
So,
Like, you can also still, like, Pregeki them, Lightning Storm them.
Well, you pop the Regeki set.
What was the whole thing about setting the evenly matched?
Well, you see the new support card for Snake Eyes. Forces spell and traps to be set. Yes.
Okay. So it has the Diabelle's
Yes.
thing in it.
No, it is just Diabelle's.
But how do they get to it?
Incredibly easily. Now you just make it as a part of the combo.
But what?
Diabelle's?
The illusion monster?
Yes.
Huh?
You can just make it.
But how? How does one get to this card?
There's a way to get to that and the trap during the combo now.
Okay. Sure.
Like, you set the trap instead of the field spell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. But yeah, I will learn what Snake Eyes does later, maybe.
We'll just keep surrendering.
Yeah, that too. Moving on to Limited. We start with Arch Nemesis Protoss, having come from Banter 1. Title, Ruler of Dragon Waterfalls. Now at 1, Ben.
Dun, dun,
One.
dun, dun,
Yes.
dun, dun.
It was 0 before.
I'm just double checking
It's a
because
point for
you're
you.
level 7 dragons, you get a little confused.
You predicted this, yeah?
Yes. We all predicted this.
Maybe.
Thunder Dragon Colossus from Banter 1.
So many Protoss and Colossus should not have come back.
No.
They're probably well, I'm not sure about the Protoss. I don't think the Colossus is going to be that major. Let's see. Let's see how I feel about that sentence in a month.
In 3 months, do they ban Nemesis Corridor?
Maybe. Just make it way less splashable.
Yeah.
Magispector Unicorn. Back to 1. He's
He's
back, baby.
Yeah,
Should have been back last ban.
Yeah, it should have been back, but I hate it. So screw you, Andrew.
He got 2 cards back.
He
Yep.
did.
Yep.
He did. Chicken Game. Limited.
Should not have come back.
Yeah,
Absolutely not.
No, yeah, I can. As
With Runic
as we were
still
talking
in the
about this
format,
morning-
I do not want Chicken Game in the format. I just don't.
Why though?
Because I don't like Runic.
Okay.
Deck stinky.
Yeah, but if they put the chicken game out, their fountain's not there anymore.
Oh no, there's no way they could possibly get their fountain back.
Yeah, but I think when they put them in bin, they don't have an easy way to get them back.
They summon a
Gary-
fusion, which adds them back.
I thought that added back just continuous.
No,
Or is it just non-quick plays?
just non-quick plays, I'm pretty sure.
Ah, it's
They definitely have recursion from Grave.
Let's deal with the Gary.
And then Anti-Spell Fragrance to 1.
Which is fine.
Good.
Because again, they can just get D-bills now.
Yeah, you can't go limiting all the other floodgates and leave that alone. It just doesn't make sense with prisoners.
It's okay. Now we go back to playing lose 1 turn.
No,
Maybe.
Royal Oppression?
please no.
Give me.
Royal Decree.
No. Try Brigade tier 0 because they always open it. Those motherfuckers. It's weird though that Anti-Spell, which arguably has seen more prolonged play.
Imperial Iron Wall.
I mean, you could. You could do that if you'd like.
Stops your opponent from getting a banished card for use the Protoss. Not Protoss, the other card.
Stops evenly matched.
It does stop evenly matched.
Does stop evenly matched.
But so does D-Bells, apparently.
Yeah.
What
What if it's just spell cards have to be set?
I'm pretty sure it's spell and traps.
Bastard.
But anyway, so the point I was making is it's weird that Anti-Spell, which has seen more prolonged play in side decks, going to 1, but Summon Limit, which has seen a lot of play but in a very small time period,
Yes.
being the Snake Eyes period, getting banned. I find it interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, title was like, yeah, whatever. I'm scared about Protoss.
Yeah, you should be. You should be.
Well, yeah, because there's very few of my decks that are like across types. It's very much locked in at one attribute, and then that's it.
Well,
So-
luckily we'll all be playing water soon.
True, yes. Fast approaching the year of
Actually, that's a
water.
good point. Like with the amount of random fire rubbish getting around, that then pivots between dark and light as well. Like you probably could just get around it, but I also don't know how you out it completely. So
What, the Protoss?
yeah,
Moving on to
it's a big call. Big call. Do they know something we don't know about Arch Nemesis support?
Maybe. It'd be nice if we got some support.
Oh no.
Maybe not for the floodgatey side of things, but I always liked the idea of the Nemesis stuff, like recycling stuff, summoning stuff.
Yeah.
It was literally just the floodgates.
The answer to your question, or to my question, is the trap just summons it from deck.
Just summons
D-Bells from
an
deck.
illusion.
Yes.
I mean, there's no
That's-
longer a negate for that, so you could ash that potentially.
It's fine.
Semi-limits. Armageddon Knight and Pearly Delicious Memory.
Pearly? Yes. Armageddon Knight? I guess so.
Yeah, being that Azul's out of the picture now, like a lot of the warrior stuff that maybe would have been a problem before is probably fine now.
Curious they did this and Malicious to 3. One since the other.
Link and material.
One
Then-
card Boral Sword.
And then,
One card access code.
true. Unlimited, as you mentioned, Malicious, Harp Horror,
That's the biggest light swarm bait ever.
Terratop, and Engage.
Woo! And yeah, just give everyone an extender. Sick.
I don't like Engage being back at 3.
Just play it in August.
No, it's bad in August.
But it extends.
Literally the reason it all got banned.
It extends.
Yeah, how long ago? 4 years ago?
Extend.
Yeah, a lot's changed since then.
You sure you don't want a dark monster on your board? Fire
Yes.
monster? Water monster? Whatever colored monster you want?
It's free.
But it's not free. Nothing's free, Bragg. Don't be silly.
It's
It is-
especially free if you have spells
It
in your
is
grave.
literally free.
Nah. Mally being back to 3, how long until it goes back to 2?
Oh, next ban list.
As a tradition, whenever it goes to 3, not long.
And yeah, Harp and Terratop are doing nothing at their current things, so by all means 3, it's fine.
You've got some support.
Invoker's
for
still
the
banned, yeah.
goblins.
Yes.
MX
Yeah.
Saber Invoker.
Yeah, so yeah, Terratop can do whatever the hell it wants.
I think Invoker can come back at this, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what Beast Warrior are you going to summon from deck that's going to hurt your opponent?
I'm sure there's something.
Try Brigade.
Yeah, sure.
Won't hurt him, but
Give him a
they were
blue.
like, oh, that's neat.
I just like it.
Oh, hang
'cause
on.
it's neat.
Is it Earth type it has to summon?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I don't think there's any Earths. I think it's
They're going to summon a Zoo card.
Fire, Wind.
What's Karis?
Oh,
Is Karis a Beast Warrior?
Keris is a Beast Warrior. I think it's a Fire.
Because it's dark.
It could be an Earth.
I think it's an Earth.
Anywho,
Or is it a level 4?
it's definitely level 2. Because
Does
it
it have
was
to summon a level... It's level 4 or lower.
Ragdude to search? No? No, he's checking
We're
his
talking...
messages.
For Invoker.
No. It doesn't. It literally doesn't matter. It's try again. No one gives a shit. So, a couple of things with this list.
Yes.
Obviously, they're addressing everything around Snake Eyes as opposed to Snake Eyes because Deep Elves is coming out. They want people to keep playing it. They want to sell the tins.
Yes.
So eventually we will see this engine hit. Maybe some of this stuff will come back like Barone and Savage and stuff when it's not as obnoxious.
Maybe.
But in the meantime, we just have to not have negates.
Do you even need to play the... I don't even think you need to play the spell that summons level 1 from deck anymore in Snake Eyes. Because you just get the trap. It's on the D-boss. Like, what level 1 are you summoning from deck off the spell card that matters?
Ash.
Yeah, but, like, in situations where you just have that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I guess you play it just in case you don't have that.
Yeah. It's you.
Just in case. Okay.
Another thing, they did not get rid of the turn skip card.
None of them.
They added more.
Yeah, in fact, yeah, now, if you're playing Darks, you're fucked.
So it
How
feels...
does it feel, Jake?
It's not great.
How long do you get Protoss called Dark?
Yeah, we'll see. I might switch over to something else. I won't say what it is, just in case people
Protoss called
decide. Shut up!
Wait, no,
You shut your face.
still Protoss called Dark?
Shut up! Shut the fuck up! Anyway, it feels a lot like the first tier element list that they came out with. It was just trying to flood the format with other stuff without hitting tier to give everything else a chance. Like when Macro and D Fissure went to 3 and all that stuff. So it just feels like they're doing everything they can to not hit the engine that's going to make them money when the reprints come around.
Have you looked at how much Heatwave costs now, by the way?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, Heatwave, a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Oh, we should look for those.
Oh, Protoss Call Fire in the next format. It's going to be massive.
Wait, how much money?
You got to put a fire on your end board, though.
Yeah,
If you're
but
going into someone and you go fire, call fire, you've just won.
here's the thing. There's a Nemesis that's fire that searches Protoss.
Yeah, it has to be on your board.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Anyway, we continue.
Huh?
What?
Anyway. Where are my tabs?
Where the tabs at?
So, just before the ban list got announced, we got a new card from the Infinite Forbidden. So this one is called Vesper Girsu. So it's a quick play spell. If your opponent controls 2 or more monsters than you do, your opponent sends any number of monsters they control to the graveyard. Also, apply this effect based on the number of monsters they control. So if they're down to 0, you lose half your life points. If they're down to 1, your opponent gains 2,000 life points. So they go up to 10k, in theory. If they still have 2, banish your opponent's entire hand face up until the end phase. And if they have 3 or more, your opponent cannot activate monster effects for the rest of the turn.
Does it apply in sequence, or is it just one effect?
No, it depends on how many monsters they've kept.
Okay.
Because it's not like 2 or more, 3 or more, it's just...
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. It's worse now that I realise that it's monsters. I thought it was cards.
Yeah, no, monsters.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's in Infinite Forbidden as well. Artwork has Gisu, the Galatea, and Nightmare Idli, the big Hydra looking thing. I like it. It's a cool card.
There's so many fucking ads on YG.
So many ads.
Now that we're playing it down below, there are so many ads.
We also got our first hints at the animation chronicle for the OCG, so they're getting a few new cards. The first one is a kind of hand trap. Well, it is a hand trap, it's just not a good hand trap.
Kind of thing?
So when your opponent special summons a monster or monsters, discard this card in a spell, destroy that monster. And then,
Singularity Fiend.
yeah. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely worse value cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also a level 1 Dark Fiend,
Yes.
which I think is relevant for something.
Well, Fiend stuff can do stuff with that because it has 0 attack and defense.
Yeah.
Like if they just get stuck with it in hand, they can use it as link material. Then we get Ancient Gear Statue. I nearly read the OCG name. So if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, special summon this card from your hand. Tribute this card, special summon an Ancient Gear Golem or a monster that mentions it except for itself from your hand or deck, ignoring its summoning conditions.
I thought you were just going to straight up read the Japanese. I was like, damn, Jake. Cultured. You've been doing that Duolingo.
The owl that haunts me.
Poor
There's
Duolingo owl. I've realized that the like icon on your home screen gets like sadder and sadder the longer it's been since you've opened
actually,
the app. Yeah.
like just sitting in the home screen, it looks
Yeah.
sadder.
It's got like 18 bags under its eyes.
Wow.
Destroyed. Like, That's
amazing.
I haven't opened this app since like July last year.
We get a rank 3 Antidote Nurse. Quick effect, detach a material from this card, then target a monster whose attack and defense is different from its original. Its stats become its original attack and defense, and if you targeted a monster you controlled at activation, it cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. Once per turn, if another monster or monster is special summoned to your field, and this card has 3 or more materials, you can make that monster gain 900 attack.
Sure.
Jake, how
Not
you reading
amazing.
garbage cards?
This one I know is bad, so I'm not going to bother reading that. But then we get an alternate artwork for Silent Magician level 8. And you angry reacted it in our group chat.
I
Why?
angry reacted.
I agree.
Didn't need it.
No.
Other art better.
Yeah. Get out of here. Give me an
We
illusion.
don't need evil art.
This should have been an illusion one.
Yeah, they could have used that art for a
Should have
better
been a
card.
retrain.
I don't think Silent Magician needs any more retrains.
Yeah, there's enough. So we circle back around to Master Duel as we do. As of April 11th, there was a big update. There's a whole bunch of stuff. There's a Pearly Mate, which I didn't realize until someone had played it against me, and I saw it. I was like,
I like
I don't
the
like it.
the weird cell shading. I was like,
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
it looks completely different to every other mate.
I might grab it then. I might finally stop using Ash.
It's a premium, mate.
Yeah.
Costs you an extra 100 gems.
Yeah, I'll pay 100 gems for Pearly.
Is it a premium mate? No, it's only 300. It's the standard mate.
Yes.
The premium stuff.
I also just made up the fact that it was 100 more. But here we are pointing fingers.
We get a new Protector Nightmare Magician because illusions and stuff have been added. A wallpaper of Visas, which no one cares about. A field part for Jar of Metamorphosis with some weird
Yeah, I
nonsense
didn't like
here.
the fact that they called it Jar of Metamorphosis and didn't have a Metamorphosis on it.
Yeah, I'm not about it.
Isn't it? What? Why is it called Metamorphosis?
I don't know.
I
It's
don't know.
Morphing Jar.
Depicting a strange
Maybe that's
monster
why.
that resembles a jar or bottle. No. I'm not paying 100 gems for that. We get some secret packs, or updates rather. So we get the new one for Rescue Team Emergency Dispatch. The firemen have arrived in Master Duel, finally! Well, the good ones.
This is the happiest Jake's ever been for fire.
I know.
Men.
Because I can surrender immediately and move on with my life. So yeah, they finally get Emergency and the other one, Preventer. And they have full power Snake Eyes, so the world is their oyster. And I'm sure there's some other stuff in there, but I just don't care enough. A Dance to the Heavens is a new secret pack. Makunko, I'm assuming get their new stuff, but I don't know enough about Makunko to know if they got their new stuff.
Samikanko.
I believe so. Were they missing anything? Were they missing anything?
Oh, they might have
relevant?
had one of the new traps and the other ritual.
I
Oh, yeah. The other ritual being released as a super and a
Yeah,
trap.
which
I don't think anyone
is
ever played the other
completely
ritual.
irrelevant.
I played against it today and my opponent
Aw.
ghost ogred my IP. And I was like, huh. his Makanko equip is still equipped to my Link 4. Anyway, I'm going to Ash Blossom that. And he was like, and a scuba.
And then Pearly get a pack. My cute, lovely friends. So they get the baby noir and I think the other
trap.
The other trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's other stuff in there that's important. But the Nightmare Arrives is a new selection pack, I think. Yeah, selection pack. So all the Nightmare stuff gets in there. We get the new Altergeist Link. We get a Volzar Lars in there for dinos.
Finally.
Except I don't know if they got the other Evolzar. No, they did.
They did.
Yeah, the other.
The trap?
Yeah. The Evolzar stuff's also in there. Randomly, the Drytron Earth Arctic level 7's also in this pack.
Give it to it already.
Yeah, well, it's in there.
Print it all. It's irrelevant.
And then some other strays have been added, but yeah, whatever. Literally doesn't matter.
Missing heaps of the illusion support was kind of like rough. That deck won't be able to do much. It will just be branded stuff, and if you're doing branded with the illusion stuff, just play branded. Like,
That's fine. It's nice to have a bit of diversity rather than just standard branded.
Why would
And
you-
also, branded fusion being a 1 means it is nice to have a supplementary engine if everything goes to shit.
yeah, maybe, but also you just don't wait for Master Tau, the best card in the game.
It'll be there eventually. Relax. So a little while ago, we mentioned that the OCG were getting the tactical tri decks. We have our first ones, full set list having been announced now for Cyber Dragon.
Oh, I thought when it was tactical try, I thought it meant the 3 heads.
What?
Because it's got fucking Chimera over.
Oh yeah, we meant to get 3 of these.
There's 4 different ones,
That's
I
not how
think,
try works.
with a Y, Ben.
Oh.
Different word in it.
Ah, I forgot.
English?
Nah, why?
Anyway, so looks fairly standard, but it does actually give some really good generic stuff. Like they get King Regulus in there, they get Galaxy Soldiers in there, Ash Blossoms, Maxis.
I get
all you
sometimes
need.
you just play 2. Sometimes you play 3.
They get Clockwork Knights, Tactics and Thrust,
The Clockwork Knight is a good reprint.
Feather Duster and Lightning Storm, and a Droplet, like some red reboot. Wouldn't that be nice?
This should just be decks that we can buy.
It would be
Please.
so good if the
Please.
TCG did these. What generic extra stuff do they have? Almirage and, and Azalea.
Yeah, sure. Just 10 cards in the extract though?
Yeah. I don't hate that because it gives you 10 to start and then you can supplement it with another 5 generic-y kind of thing.
But
I-
you're also
I
going
reckon
to
that's
cut
really-
half of what they've given you.
Maybe not though.
You're not going to cut Cyber Twin Dragon?
No, it's funny.
Sure. Sure.
I actually really appreciate that they've done this because it's like when they first announced it, I literally thought it was just going to be like our 2-player starter decks. It's just going to be a bunch of garbage they threw at it.
course
But this actually seems like
It's an OCG, of course it's going to be
it's
great.
a
The part
really
where they
good product.
Care about it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's that.
I'll
So-
probably buy one of these when we're over there next.
That'd be it'd be awesome if we got something like that in the TCG.
This is the kind of product that you could, like, you fly to Japan, you see a locals, you buy that, you play it.
Yes.
However,
Not if you're white.
You're allowed to play locals.
yeah,
Oh, you're allowed to play locals?
Yeah, you're just not allowed to go to YCS.
I imagine they shame you and bully you.
You're allowed to go to regionals, but you're not allowed to go to the WCQ.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or-
that kind
or
of makes
YCS.
sense.
Oh,
The
yeah, there's-
context of which I was given it to is that like it was literally just a ban on
No,
white
it's
people
like
everywhere.
all tier 2 events.
Okay, yeah,
The
look, I
YCS
understand
is the
that.
big one. The WCQ, like, no one should be expecting to enter the WCQ. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. YCS, though. Maybe because you got points from YCS.
Maybe.
Oh, we should probably ban OCG players from our YCSs then.
Yes.
Yeah, that'll definitely
Actually,
happen.
no. Well, I mean, you can't just let people qualify in 2 different regions. That's strange. Yeah, I'm not going to go on that. Yeah.
Wise call.
Someone will explain soon.
Why for you, no click. There we go. We have another card from Infinite Forbidden. This one is called Cosmo Queen, the Queen of Prayers. So this one is a retrain of the Macca's promo from years ago that I have always wanted but never chased up. So this one, if a field spell is activated, special summon this card from your hand in defense. You can target one face-up card in the field zone, then activate this effect based on its controller. If you control it, destroy it, and if you do, add a field spell with a different name, so just Ancient Fairy Dragon. If your opponent, negate that target's effects until the end of this turn. If you do, add a field spell from your deck to your hand.
Cosmo Queen was the original?
Yeah, Cosmo Queen was the original.
Yeah. Weird. I just didn't know about the field spell stuff. Isn't she's meant to be with the Yugi's grandpa deck? So does this work with that stuff that we got? The sarcophagus, Exodia, man with the items, or golem with the items.
Probably.
There's no field spell in that, is there? It's kind of weird to go, oh yeah, like...
All that stuff sucks, so like, they can give them whatever.
Well, given that it was a vanilla back in the day, like you can give it any effect and it's fine.
This card was only ever good in Big Russian.
Oh, I mean...
Whatever the... Duel Links.
That was good if you couldn't... It was good if you... It was the second biggest Blue Eyes at one point.
And that's why it was good in Duel Links. This is a spellcaster as well.
I don't mind it. Level 8 Dark Spellcaster. Does stuff with field spells. It's cool. I like it. Then we get the support having been announced for the Ashened archetype.
It's...
Actually, I don't know if this will have all the cards that I want. I don't think it does.
Yeah, which
especially not now.
do you mean?
The trap is what matters.
Yeah. So we knew about the fusion already.
Oh my god!
Why is it not loading?
I don't know. There we go. It's loaded now.
Well, it's only 2 cards though.
Yeah, so that's not the thing.
The trap is the super poly. I'm disappointed that the spell isn't the super poly, but I guess it only changes your opponent's monsters to pyro during... Wait, no, it changes during your turn. They turn to pyros.
Yes.
Correct? So the spell should have probably been the super poly.
This
A little
also
annoying.
isn't the link that I want.
Jake's searching frantically for these cards.
Anyway, they got new support. It's okay, but we'll wait until the OCG get their stuff to work out whether it's actually going to be good.
All based around the fusion. The fusion is good. The only issue is that the fusion is not easy. You have the trap. But I guess you can set the trap on your opponent's turn, and it comes back to you, and you can go bang, drop him.
It's a bit of work.
But you're confused from both sides, yeah?
Just the trap. The spell can't. Yeah. Just a problem.
And then, to the joy of maybe 3 people, we get the announcement of the Tachyon Galaxy Ice support.
Yep.
So they get a new level 8.
The other random dragon on the front of that pack was just Tachyon.
More
Dragon.
Tachyon stuff.
Oh wait, it was literally just Tachyon Dragon.
Yeah.
It was the outside.
So yeah, this one specials itself if you control another Xyz dragon. It searches a Tachyon spell or trap, so the counter trap that has always been kind of bonkers in that deck is now
Tachyon
live.
Transmigration Prophecy.
Yeah, just Transmigration, I think. I don't think it's a prophecy.
That is a Transmigration card.
No, Tachyon. That's a Tachyon card. It's Tachyon Transmigration, no prophecy.
He can't say. No. You can't say transmigration and not say prophecy.
Well, you can because it's not what the card is.
Well,
am I thinking of 2 different cards?
Well,
yeah, Transmigration Prophecy is another card.
Okay.
Which is very much not a card.
I always thought they were all one card.
Oh god. They get another level 4. This one has the
the poplar.
The poplar thing. If it's added, it special summons itself. And then if you special a...
That should have also been the card that searched the trap.
Yeah, just make it literally poplar. Then if you special summon a Dragon Xyz while it's in the graveyard, target one of them, attach to it as material. Another level 8. If you control no monsters or your opponent controls... Apparently there's Hundo and Nara. Woo!
That's okay. That part is cut out from the top of the screen.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So if you control no monsters, your opponent controls
No
a
one
monster with
knows
2,000 or more attacks, special summon this card from your hand. If you do, special summon one level 8 light or dark dragon monster from your deck in defense position, except itself, but its effects are negated.
Okay.
Finally, this card is good. Well, what the breed?
And then...
What's his name?
Dragonubia?
No, the one before. It's based off that other random.
Oh, yeah. Well, its name was Schwarzwald Infinity Dragon, so just Schwarzwald.
Schwarzwald Dragon.
Schwarzwald. Draglusion. New retrain of Draglubian and Dragulion, I think. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sure.
Dragon.
So this one cheats out a rank 8 Xyz from the extra deck, and then attaches stuff from it. I'm just gliding over these because I know no one really cares. Tachyons.
There's one card here that's good. The rest...
It's all fine for the archetype, it's just...
It
the
fills out the
archetype's
deck.
boring.
Yeah.
So Tachyon Spiral of Destruction, I feel like it's like that Odd Eyes Spiral card that like does multiple things. Activate one of these effects, but you can only use one each per turn. If you control the Galaxy Xyz, destroy all face-up cards your opponent controls whose effects are negated. Target a Tachyon card in your graveyard, except for itself, add it back to your hand. Target a dragon number monster in your graveyard, special summon it in defense.
Okay, sure.
And then a trap. Can only activate if you control Tachyon monster. Activate the card from your hand during the battle phase. Detach one material from your Galaxy Eyes Xyz. If you control a number C monster, its activation and effect cannot be negated. Shuffle all monsters your opponent controls, normal
C.
or special summon.
C. I was like, Sea Monster of Theseus support.
Shuffle all monsters your opponent controlled, normal or special summon this turn into the deck.
Yeah, sure. It requires you have a number C. That's annoying to summon.
I mean, hopefully with all the stuff that they've got going on to be a little bit easier.
Yeah.
And then Tachyon Dragon gets an alternate art, which is the other dragon that we saw on the back, as Bragg mentioned before.
107.
How?
Really good card.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's really good. The cards you
Not
put on
great.
top of it are better.
Yeah.
We already went through that.
Illusions?
So, Tenpai got 2 new cards of support, both really good. So the monster is loading. There we go.
Do we know the English name yet?
Oh, that is... Okay.
Tenpai Dragon of Genroku.
No, but do we know the English? Are they called Tenpai over
we
here?
don't know any of them. They just...
Oh,
they didn't do
wait,
any
No,
YouTube.
I have an article that will tell us. Yeah. Yep. I skipped over it because I didn't think we were interested, but now you brought it up, so we are. Tenpai of Genroku has the popular trigger as well. Tribute this card, special summon 1 Tenpai Dragon monster from your deck except for itself. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except dragon monsters. And also when it special summon, and also it's a level 3, but when you do the trigger effect, you can treat it as a tuner and increase its level by 1.
Was Tenpai making Savage on their first turn?
Maybe.
If you made them
Yeah,
go
I
first?
imagine so.
Which is wrong. You should be heat waving.
Yeah, you should just go Heatwave. Like us.
So dumb. Then they also get a bonkers trap, Sungun Kaihu. During the main phase, if all monsters you control are fire dragon monsters, minimum 1, or your opponent controls more monsters than you do, end the main phase.
Yes.
If 3 or
Found
more
the
attacks.
Thought of the rulers as well, so I can now go ahead and no battle phase.
If 3 or more attacks were declared this turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard, draw 1 card, then special summon any number of Tenpai monsters from your hand. Card's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a trap, so
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see how far it goes. But they should just keep printing more and more cooked traps to see what it takes to make them more good.
So as you mentioned before, the name for the Tenpai Dragons is Tenpai
Sweet.
in the TCG.
Cool.
Wait, did we get the whole list of cards, or is that just like a small...
These are the names.
And
And they're just the 80, not the like extra stuff that's getting imported.
Yeah, but this was
whatever,
in,
blah, 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 blah,
but
blah.
this wasn't in our database, right? It was only in the OCG's database for some weird reason.
So,
Sorry, what were they called? My bad.
just Tenpai.
Tenpai.
Tenpai Dragon.
Oh, yeah,
I'm-
that's fine.
Yeah. I'm just reading the other ones that have also had changes.
Yeah.
So the tri-type of lizards and plants and things,
Yep.
they're now called Ragnaraka.
Oh, sure, Ragnarok. Cool.
Sure.
So because I will call him Riker, which
What are the names of the Light Swan cards, Jake?
So there's a few of those. The worst one is the one that I mentioned before, but I cannot find it now.
Which one was Snake Eyes Diablo Star? Which card was Snake Eyes Diablo Star?
D-Bells.
Yeah.
Hang on. It's really hard to find because they're in alphabetical order, and then because of the name changes, I don't know where they go. Let's go back up.
aren't they in step order?
Surely you'll see a Light Swan.
Yeah, you're right. They are in set order. Yes. So she is called Diabelle's the original Sin Keeper.
Yep.
Okay, sure.
So the Fiend one is called Weiss, Lightsworn Archfiend.
Yep. That's
cool. You'd think
Why
they'd
are they
be
not together, man?
I don't know.
Go back to 11.
Is it?
It is a just Snake Eyes Diablo
Snake
Star?
Eyes Diablo
Yep.
Star.
Cool.
And then what's above it? Does that not just say Lightsworn Dragon?
Where?
Above the Weiss.
Go higher! We're on
It says-
12!
no, you've got the Weiss. Lightsworn Dragon.
Oh, there we go. Yes. So yes.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Lightsworn Dragonling, which is a phenomenally shit name.
I like it.
I hate it.
The other day you told me I had a shit name and you told me the name, but you must have said it wrong.
How would I have said Dragonling wrong?
I don't know.
Dragonling.
You also didn't mention that it had Lightsworn in its name, and I've been in a
Dragonling?
panic thinking that it was mistranslated and it didn't
Somehow
have
not
Lightsworn in its
searchable,
name.
even though it's literally just a baby Judgment Dragon.
Well, yeah.
Well,
I would-
because Judgment
I
Dragon.
was sitting here being
Yeah.
like, they're not searchable. What if this isn't searchable?
Yeah.
What if all of my testing I've been doing for the past 3 months is a waste?
Oh, well, now I'm glad because it's funny.
Well, it would have to have included this as a Lightsworn card in the effect if they did name it
Surely.
something else. Because
In the OCG, it seemingly
Yeah.
works the way that we've all been testing.
yeah,
What's the big dragon called?
Big Dragon. I think that stayed as Enlightenment. Hang on. Where'd it go?
I made him go back to a page that's going to take him 5 years to navigate.
Dragonling. God, I hope that's not it.
What?
Mizaka no Yaba, the Moonfang Dragon. That's surely not it.
Could be.
No, it's just Enlightenment Dragon.
Oh, that's fine.
So finally, a while ago in the OCG was announced the complete file of the White Story, which was like just a big collection of the Albaz lore,
We get it, you got a
arts and stuff. No, but we have now full details of it. So they get a brand new fusion in there. So this one is called Dogmatic Calamity Albaz System Dragon Fusion standard. So it's got 4,500 attack as opposed to the usual 25/3k.
Because it's big.
It's big. So the materials for it. A Fallen of Albaz and 6 monsters in your graveyard with different names.
I thought it was cards in your grave.
No, 6 monsters.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because didn't we have the conversation?
So the original one, there's been like
was
3
mistranslated?
mistranslations.
Okay.
The first one said 6 monsters mentioning Albaz.
Yep.
The second one said 6 cards mentioning Albaz.
Oh, so
and then
it's not
this one.
6 monsters meant to mention
nope,
Albaz?
6
No,
monsters
just 6 monsters with different names
Ah, it's fine.
from the grave.
from the grave.
It's fine.
Just put Albaz in Lightsworn and
True.
Yeah, but then you got to banish them because it requires a fusion spell still.
yeah.
It doesn't just go.
Yeah, but there's infinite ways of being able to do that in thingy.
You don't
Yes,
So-
but not in Lightspawn.
Wait, but you can summon this off tier, yeah?
Yeah.
Or don't you have to specifically banish the cards? Or is that was that another mistranslation that I read?
No, must first be fusion summoned. There's no conditions on its
I
summon.
thought it required you to banish the cards in your graveyard.
No, again, part of the initial mistranslation.
Yeah. This is,
So,
Oh, yeah.
on the reread, I'm like, oh, this is straight out tier.
Yeah, sure. That works.
yep, recycle 6 cards for free.
Or do other things.
Yeah.
So, this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. You must send 1 card from your extra deck to the graveyard to declare an attack with this card. I think original one said a monster that mentioned Albaz as well, so this just sends any extra deck cards. So send your Entis, send your graveyard triggery thingies. And then once per turn, if you control this fusion summon monster and have 6 or more fusion monsters in your graveyard with different names that mention Fallen of Albaz as material, send all cards in both players' extra decks to the graveyard.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't mind it. It's like a big investment if you're not playing in tier. In tier, it's literally free.
You have to mill the Albaz.
Yeah.
Oh no, how will we get Albaz in the graveyard?
But no, it says Albaz can go from anywhere, though.
Yeah.
The other cards can go from
Yeah,
grave.
but for the tier, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it not just possible to plug in, like, you know, just in the late game, activate Brand Fusion, send a tier card, make this?
Yep.
Make
Maybe.
something else, then make this.
Maybe?
It's got 4,500 attack. Surely in a late game you might need that.
Yeah, like the effect's fine. It's just for the investment of what you've put into it, I feel like it could do just a tad more.
Okay. We've spoken too long about this card.
Yeah.
But the main reason I was
Well,
bringing it up is
it's
because
his.
I'm just
Talk about the rest of the set.
Yeah, it's Jake. You gotta let him.
okay. Look,
We let him run it.
anyway,
he's gotta,
it's a whole
he
bunch of
gets
stuff.
to his brand
So
and
there's
stuff.
200 cards, well, over 200 cards. They're getting ultras, quarter centuries, and the new card, as well as a nice book and some stuff in it. I just think it's cool. It'd be nice if we got some stuff
It
like
would-
that in the TCG.
100%. I wonder if this might be like a holiday thing we get.
That'd be cool.
Well,
I'd
we
be
didn't
so
get
into
the
that.
last one, so I don't think we're getting this one.
It just seems like they're just leaving so much money on the
Because
table.
last time they did the number collection. There's one of these. And we did not get them. Also, it did not exist in Japan when I tried to find it. So this will also probably sell out very quickly and not be able to be purchased.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes me sad.
You have an 8-month time, Jake.
Yeah. It's also like $300 Australian before shipping, so it's like... ooh. But moving on from that, we move on to our...
There's still a tab there.
Huh?
You definitely skipped over a tab.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a good tab.
It's that new fucking deck, that forest deck.
Oh, the forest deck. Yeah. I don't know how I missed that.
Clicked
So,
onto it before and then you immediately clicked off.
yeah, I didn't look at it though. So, next iteration of the Diablo Star line is the White Woods archetype. So it's a synchro-centric archetype. A lot of its stuff likes to be discarded because it then sets itself. It's basically pushing itself to end up being like just a synchro-centric thing to mix in with other synchro stuff. The issue with that in the TCG is we just lost 2 of our best synchros.
Well, so we just play these synchros.
Yeah, but these synchros don't do anything.
Well,
like
Yeah.
from what I've read of them, they just enable you to make better synchros, of which we don't have.
Make FA Dawn Dragster.
They're all
Dawn Dragster
even
isn't that
levels.
bad a card. Oh yeah.
Make... I don't know. Something.
Well, yeah, that's the issue. We have to make something. So the best deck that I can work out that it's sitting in at the moment is probably Centurion.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
And this stuff doesn't get started by Double Star either, right? There's no
There was one
there's
small
there's like-
overlap.
Yeah, but it doesn't allow you to keep going. So it's annoying. Like
They're going out of their way to make none of this lore interact with each other.
yeah, and
Like, all the arts interact, but the actual cards themselves, hard no.
this
they must-
should like I get goblins because like they're fighting each other from what I can tell. She's literally Double Star.
They've just looked at the Visas thing like towards the end with like them like all overlapping with each other and having too much synergy together and just becoming a big thing, and they're just like, we're never
Yeah.
doing that again.
We don't want Visa's pile happening with...
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're printing different versions of the same car of the same
They should
monster,
have given them all a card that was settable off Diablo Star.
yeah,
Well, that's sort of what it was
Yeah.
setting up in the beginning, and then they just decided not to do that.
Yeah.
we'll probably get them later. In 5 years,
At the end, when they've limited every archetype,
Yeah.
they'll be just like, oh, good
When
news, you can
Wanted
search
at
popular.
1 and they're like, here you go.
Yeah.
oh yeah, sucks to you that wanted a wanted hit.
As Ben said, it makes sense for them not to hit it because they've got too much riding on tin reprints and nothing else being good enough to actually sell them.
Yeah,
I thought we closed those windows. I don't believe it. It's fine.
It's just a beep.
People will be able to hear a faint beeping in the background.
It is okay. So we move on to questions. If you wonder where we do have a Discord, link will be in the description below. Feel free to jump in, say hi, and ask us questions. Our first one this week comes to us from 606. To what level of disposable income do you aspire?
Big.
enough to pay for this game.
I just don't want to have to think about stuff. That's the level of money that I want. Like, I don't want to have to think, oh, could I do this at this point in the year? I just want to be able to, like, whack the money down and think about that later.
I'd like to have a recording studio for this podcast.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. If only there was a way that
Animals.
we could generate income to do that.
If only.
it's three weeks in a row that's come up.
Yeah. No one subscribes to our Patreon. Damn.
Yeah, I know. That poor link.
Down in the description
Sitting there
below. But
unclicked.
definitely exists.
Yep.
Definitely. Next question.
Next question comes to us from Rickalodian, who, as far as I know, is either a rename or a new listener. In other way,
It's not
hi.
Rick. Or is it Rick? Hello, Rick.
It's a weird time in society to choose Nickelodeon as a name.
Yes.
But thanks for being here, Rick.
Yeah, the timing is. Tried our local.
Had a good side of Nickelodeon.
His question starts. Tried out a local store here. Not sure what here is.
Over there.
Yeah.
That one?
Asked if they had Yu-Gi-Oh, and they laughed at me. Said paper was dead and that Master Duel made physical cards obsolete. You all have anything like this happen before? What did you say to the employee?
I've seen that happen for Magic, but not Yu-Gi-Oh! Here.
I don't think I've ever heard a card store go, why would you buy paper cards?
Why would you help us be open? But I
Yeah.
spit on you.
It seems very, that seems so silly. And, to a
Anyway,
point, maybe there is a
Pokemon
point.
cards. Pokemon Live doesn't exist.
Yeah. There's no other reason to get Pokemon cards now. Absolutely none.
Yes.
Maybe the guy that was at that store has the level of income that we aspire to, and he actually just wants people to stop coming into the store so as a
Go
reason
to
to
the
shut it
store
down.
just to bully people.
There are people that I've run into that it feels like they have gone into their place of business with the sole intent of just putting people down.
Yeah. That's very silly. It doesn't seem like a good business proposition. But it seems like you could say the same thing about every other card game, right?
You can say it almost about any business. Oh, sorry, do you have any pillows or sheets that I can buy?
No one sleeps.
I certainly don't. Oh, God. So there is two more questions. One of them I skipped over last week, but I will ask it now.
Hey, we went to do research for one of them, weren't we?
Oh, the Eurovision, which I still haven't done.
I forgot to message you.
I had a quick gaze. I'm not too big on our entry this year, but I haven't ever been too big on our entries. But for the most part,
Not even Jessica Mowboy?
She deserved to be sent because it's Jessica Mowboy. But at the same time, I don't know. I just prefer Eurovision to be a bit more cooked.
Yeah, the Europeans do some outlandish shit. We always go in with a ballad or something to make people feel good, and then the Croatians will come in with pom-poms and fireworks and the poodles on pogos and
Thrusting saxophone, man.
That was great. That was my favorite Eurovision song.
I really like that song.
The song's great.
Yeah.
The song's a banger.
Which one was this?
Eat your salad.
That's the song that the
I
dog
haven't
nodding
listened
its
to
head over is now.
Great. It's a really good song.
No, I was making a joke.
Okay.
Shout out Sunstroke Project.
Okay. Jake's making a joke about the fact he doesn't eat veggies. The entire song is...
I thought you watched enough Instagram reels to know that song.
If it's a song I think about, I know what it is. So, the question I skipped over last week was from Rye Guy. You are now a Yu-Gi-Oh card. What is your type and attribute, stats, and flavor text?
Earth.
It's an earth monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you got any more info on that? Or this is why I skipped it, but then I forgot to prompt these
1600
two earlier.
attack.
1600?
Yeah. Good for LOB standards. No effect. Just cooked flavor text.
I'm a level 6 fire monster. I have a high attack, but very low defense.
He's Mr. Volcano.
Very low defense. 2100 attack, 100
He's Mr.
defense.
Volcano. No, Mr. Volcano's too. How about you, Jacob? It
It would be a dark spellcaster of some sort.
yeah.
Level depending on how angry I am. And then the flavor text would probably be some level of profanity in bold.
I'm a fusion monster of 2 bricks. One brick, one brick that's had a good retrain. How good's trauma?
But that concludes us. Oh, sorry, no, there is one more question.
One more question?
One more question.
One more
question.
Then yeah, we've got to.
And the poll.
Yeah.
One more question. Oh, yeah.
What was your favourite hit from the ban list?
Yep.
That's our question for this week.
Last week's poll result, oh my god, was what water monster do you want to see retrained? I forget the other two options that people hated, but Necroz got 50% of the votes. Paleozoic got the other 50.
Okay.
Who would have thought our audience would be Paleo fans?
Hi.
It was just 2 votes, Ben and one other person. And the last question this week comes to us from Braggio. Will Perth get Oshis or a YCE?
No.
Oh, did I say YCE?
Yeah.
They better not.
I wouldn't hate it, to be honest.
I'd hate it.
It is so goddamn easy to get to that convention center. Like,
Because it's small.
yeah. It's like, I would
When's
almost...
Wollongong ever getting a YCS?
Yeah, I mean, I would rather Wollongong get one. But I would
Put in the
rather go to...
convention
I would now rather go to Perth than New Zealand.
That's pretty cool.
Because, yeah, it's
Well, I
just...
suppose you don't have
it's
to,
the same
you don't have
price.
to passport.
The flights
Do
are...
you need a passport to go to New Zealand?
Yeah.
That was a genuine question, because I don't know if we have passport free travel with them.
I think you still have to have a passport.
Yeah,
You
no
just don't
visa.
have to have a visa.
I know you don't have to have a visa. You don't have to have a visa to go to most places for us.
Yeah, people like us.
Yeah.
Just go to Japan, just walk in. I thought it was so strange to go to another country and not have a visa.
Yeah,
I had to have a
I
visa
put
to go
it-
to New Guinea.
That is weird.
I
Actually,
put
I travelled all through Europe and we didn't need a...
EU in it.
Well, it was. Thanks, Britain, you bastards.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't want them to get, like, the only YCS of the year. But, like...
So if we got a
Tour-
supplementary one, you'd want it to be in Perth.
Look, if Perth Tourism is throwing around random money, surely they can spare, like, you know, $500 to host a tournament.
Yep, that's what a YCS costs.
Sure.
And considering they won't even chuck up a stream for us, it feels like that's what it costs.
Whoever's the Premier of Perth, pay me, and
Yeah.
I'll host a Yu-Gi-Oh event in Perth.
Mark McGowan's successor. Let people into your state.
Give me 20k in a venue. I'll put on a good show.
20k.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I've got to put up 10k for prizing.
I've got to look
I'm
into
going to
who
pay my
owns...
judges.
This feels like that thing that happened in Sweden ages ago. They like commissioned a dude to make like an art piece, and they gave him like
Take
$80,000
the money
of
and run.
cash. And yeah, he just provided 2 empty frames, saying, "Take the money and run."
Monorail.
But that does conclude us for this week. Thank you all very much for listening and watching. If you are watching along, feel free to like and subscribe. If you are listening, feel free to favourite. Jump into our Discord, ask us some questions, answer the poll, and we'll catch you all next week. Peace.
Like,